All right, all right. What's going on, Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh's DSEN listeners and Pittsburgh sports fans? Welcome to Soul Tape on Pittsburgh's DSEN on a beautiful Tuesday, but a frustrating Tuesday here in the Steel City. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful summer at the tail end of summer.
Picturesque.
Definition. Right. It's dry. Okay. It's sunny. But we have a lot of things to talk about today from a sports perspective. My name is Kevin Cameron, the guy to the right in his suit, looking good, looking clean. That's Eric Gibson, Gib, as we like to call him.
Hey, it's good to be back on the show. We're going to bring it live. We're going to talk some ball.
Yeah.
To get down
That's
to the
what we
nitty-gritty.
do. That's what we do. Every Tuesday from 6 to 8, people could catch us. And right in front of me and to Gib's right is Mr. Ken Craig. What's up, Ken?
What's going on? Is this Overreaction Tuesday? It's about to be. It's about to be. It's about to be.
There's a lot of frustrations to go around. I try to keep it balanced, Ken, on the good Tuesdays and the bad Tuesdays.
You're lucky I'm here.
Yeah, okay, cool.
You know I like to call Ken Stats Billy because he's going to get in the lab and pull off some stats.
Excellent. And we need to dig deep. We need to dig deep this Tuesday. All right. So let me let everyone know what is going on, what we have on the agenda today. Soul Tape. We do it in 4 different segments, 30 minutes each. We move the topics around as we need to move the topics around. Okay. First segment, we need to talk about that horrific Steelers-Seahawks game. 31-17, the Steelers go down. We need to talk about the defense. What's wrong with the Steelers defense? And then segment 2, we will go around the NFL and we'll talk about the Pitt loss, losing a 10-point lead to West Virginia late in the fourth quarter. And then the third segment, which is the 7 o'clock time frame, we'll get into the college football AP top 25 as well as Penn State. You know, they're up there. They're number 2. Also, why you should watch the Pirates. Why should you watch the Pirates? I'm actually coming up with that.
Okay.
I'm giving you the reason that you should watch the Pirates.
You might have to dig deep, but we'll see what the show
goes. I didn't have
goes.
to dig too deep.
Okay.
I didn't have to dig too deep. Okay. I was surprised myself. And also the Major League Baseball playoff races. We need to update people on that. And the WNBA playoffs, they're going on. And then the last segment, we will talk about the Steelers-Patriots. We'll give a preview of that particular game, as well as we'll do our very popular NFL picks. And we'll update everybody as far as what everyone is doing as well. So if you would like to be a part of the show, any of the topics that we talk about, you could talk about as well. If there's topics that we haven't brought up, please feel free to call in with those as well or text in. The call-in number is 412-213-8995, as well as you can text 412-218-3888. Both of those numbers should be on the device that you connected on your screen. So check it out. Also, please subscribe and connect with us on our socials, okay, on YouTube. We are on YouTube Live. So if you're listening on the radio stream and you would like to see us and listen to us, go over to YouTube, put in Pittsburgh's DSEN, and go to the live portion of YouTube and click and check us out. Okay. Also, be a subscriber on our radio platform. We are a 24/7 radio station. So when you subscribe to the radio station, you'll get text messages, and I try not to indulge people with texts throughout the week. So we try to limit it to at least three times a week. And that will keep you updated on everything that's going on from a Pittsburgh to ESEN standpoint. It'll give you a reminder regarding different shows that will come on. Like this show here, you normally get a 15 or 10-minute reminder, but you have to be a subscriber in order to get the information. So please do that. Something that was announced last week, and we'll continue to announce this. We will have our very first Pittsburgh's DSEN Black and Gold postgame show this Sunday at Cloud 33 in Penn Hills. And we are looking forward to it. We're going to have a ball 3 hours directly after the game. We will talk about what went on during the game, win, lose, or tie, right? It'll be a platform that will be used for us to hear all the Steelers fans, okay? Or if you like somebody else and you just want to call in and jab at us if we lose or whatever you want to do, we'll be available for 3 hours directly after the game. We'll do 3 hours directly after the game. And again, we will be live at Cloud 33 in Penn Hill. So if you like smoking cigars, if you want to come down and hang out, watch the game and talk ball after the game, come down. It's right in the Penn Hill Shopping Center. And it's a great venue. And Eugene Wilson and his wife, they're the owners of the establishment. So we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it. You won't get that cookie cutter commentary that you get elsewhere. Okay. So what would you think about that, Gid?
Well, I think that's a lovely thing. When you mentioned that, the first thing I thought about was something cold and a nice wing or two. But I am a cigar aficionado, so I might have to make a special cameo that day.
Okay.
And I'm sure they have a nice selection of bourbons to go with those cigars. But I heard the wings are fantabulous. So
well, not there. That's another venue that we were talking about going. Because,
I'm trying to bring the wings in there. Well, maybe they're gonna drop some off.
But we're gonna do more than one venue for different shows and everything. But you're talking about another venue.
Okay.
Cloud 33. Cloud 33. They don't sell food yet. So I'll have to talk to Gene about that.
Maybe I'll spoke it into existence.
Yeah. But we will have a fantastic time.
But once again, I am a cigar man, so they have some Romeo and Julietas, the Flor Dominicanas.
Okay.
San Cristobal's. I'm your man with the plan, and I'll show you how to get it done.
And there you go. So the question of the day, I'm going to save that for the end of this particular segment here is what I'll do. Every show, we have a question of the day. So let's get right into it, guys. There were, I should say, 3 plays that I charted that were the top 3 game-changing plays during that particular game. And I'll share that with everyone. Okay. I'm sure you know what number 1 is, right? And the thing about it, with those 3 plays, like I said, they're game changing. And I was so fired up after that game. The Steelers really played a winnable game. And when I say winnable, I'm talking about there were areas that they were struggling in, but they still had the opportunity to win the game going into the 4th quarter, right? We saw what they did against New York, the Jets, the first week. It was pretty much very similar. They couldn't stop the run. They couldn't run the ball. But they ended up kicking a 60-yard field goal to win, okay? So as Mike Tomlin likes to say, people need to do what they do on the regular, okay? So whatever you do, you need to do it on a regular. That's what the expectation is. So he's not asking people to do less. If you could do more, great. But you got to at least meet that expectation of doing what you're expected to do on a regular basis.
Be consistent consistently.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, right now they're doing the regular on the regular, but it's the wrong kind of regular.
Exactly.
We got to get the right kind of regular. We're seeing a trend develop, and what you just spoke to, Kevin, is both games were very similar. Couldn't stop the run, could not run.
Okay.
What they have to do is break that mold of inconsistency. Even going back to what the Emperor used to say, Chuck Noll, do the simple things.
I'm glad you didn't stop there with Emperor. Okay, because I know who he is. Ken knows, you know. Okay, so I would say to people maybe 40 and over, they know. But the younger cats, they need to know who that cat is.
The Emperor.
The 4-time Super Bowl champ, Chuck Noll. Right? But go ahead.
And Chaz Noll, and I'm sure Coach T follows in these footsteps, was a big proponent of doing the simple things well. Blocking, tackling, good angles. Those are a lot of things that we've seen go wrong, even though we won the first one. But in the second game, we've seen the line not be able to get off the ball. It's been Swiss cheese on the defensive line. We've seen guys catching blocks. They're great at catching. We might want to move them to receiver the way they're catching those blocks on some of those plays. I'm just, and still,
I didn't know where you were going with that for a minute.
And still, the offensive line. Aaron's older, doesn't have the agility and mobility, but he still has the arm. But still, the pocket's collapsing too soon, and I still don't see enough openings for the running game. So I think it comes down in that's getting too predictable.
So let's do this, right? Because we have this laid out, and I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here. Let's start with the Steelers running, okay? Why can't the Steelers run the ball? I actually, and I'm going to look for this here, as far as what I asked Mike Tomlin. Okay, I asked Mike Tomlin after the game about the Steelers running, but while I look for this and share it with everyone, I'll throw that out there, and I'll throw it over to you, Ken, first. Why can't the Steelers run? How many yards did the Steelers have? Maybe 65?
Yeah, I think it was
somewhere in that neighborhood.
65. Yeah, I was looking up the game stats here. I didn't have it in front of me at the moment, but either way, I
what you bring in a guy.
I think our offensive line is getting blocked back. I mean, it's where we don't have we're not opening up the appropriate holes, but we also don't really have the correct personnel in there right now. Running a Kenneth Gainwell on a up the middle, in between the guards type run or a zone type run, like that's not what he is. That's not the type of player he is. Warren was actually a little bit more impressive in that area, but we don't have that between the tackles type runner right now. And Gainwell just has never been that person. One interesting note.
So why is he touching the ball so much?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
that's a good question, right? And so, it's you tend to think about, like, is it a scheme problem? Is it a development problem? Excuse me, or is it a personnel problem? And I think right now we're not putting the right players in the right situation. And on top of that, we're not putting the right situations out there for the players. Wow. So, scheme and personnel and execution, right? Like, it's all of the above, right? Our offensive line isn't getting the push. We're getting pushed back in every area. You're seeing us run the ball on second and long situations, right? Mm-hmm. We ran the ball on 2nd and 10 3 times on Sunday.
You have a problem with that?
Oh, it drives me crazy.
Why? Hey,
listen to this stat.
Hey, hold on. If Seattle can run the ball 3rd and 19 on the goal line, 3rd and goal from the 19-yard line to score a touchdown,
why can't we?
Exactly.
So we ran the ball on 2nd and 10 3 times yesterday.
Yeah.
After an incompletion.
Now, see, that's one of the questions I have for Aaron Rodgers as well, right? It was 2nd and 10, and you sent me a text on it, okay? My question to Aaron Rodgers, and I can play that as well, but my question to Aaron Rodgers was, what's going on first down? First down efficiency. They weren't effective enough on first down. So what happens when you get 0 yards or negative yards on first down? You know, that puts you behind right away, and it makes it harder, you know, for you to be effective getting first downs and sustaining drives as a result of that. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say, to piggyback off of your point, all 3 of those times that we ran on 2nd and long, 2nd and 10, the first one we got 1 yard. The second attempt we got 3 yards. The third attempt 0 yards. All resulted in punts, right? So after we threw an incompletion on first down and then tried to run on 2nd and long, have all ended in punts, right? So our total, and to go back and correct, our total rushing was 72 yards for the day. You know, 3 it's still 3.4
which
yards
is misleading.
per carry. Yeah,
which is
misleading. Correct.
So hold your thought there, because that dovetails right into what I asked Mike Tomlin. And on this video I'm about to show and play, he answers a couple questions. So let's listen to the questions he was asked, and then we'll come back and talk about it a little bit more. So let me cue this up. I think we're good to go here. Here we go.
Mike, you had 4th and 1 or less than 1 in midfield late in the 3rd quarter. What was your thought process of kicking it then?
It was a 14-14 game. You know, neither offense was lighting it up at that juncture. As I mentioned, we have absorbed some attrition on defense, and so I want to protect that group and keep them on a long field.
How concerned are you about the protection that Rodgers is getting right now?
You know, I'm concerned about a lot of things. We didn't perform to the level that we desired, not only in that space, but in a lot of spaces. And so certainly there's a lot that has my attention leading into this upcoming week.
Mike, from a layman's perspective, it seems at times offensive line didn't hold the blocking long enough, and also at times Aaron didn't get rid of the ball quick enough. So did they come to a happy medium in terms of maybe correcting that succinctly?
Certainly, 2 things are capable of being true.
Coach, you had 59 yards rushing before that last drive. What is needed to get this running game going?
You know, we have to possess the ball more. Certainly, we're capable of running it better, but time of possession, our lack thereof, and our opponent's ability to has been a component of that equation or that discussion the last 2 weeks.
Anything stand out of why the other teams seem to be having a lot of long runs?
No, we just got to be better.
Fix your slice. Stop casting the club. Create more lag.
Oh, there you go.
Start hitting the ball pure with forward shaft lean and pro-like
the
ball and
reason
turf
that
contact.
I mentioned,
Even spin your wedges.
let me make sure
the
I can
secret, just don't hit the
as
stick.
well.
It's that simple. But the science that went into creating it is not.
Yeah, the reason I asked him the question,
and a man who's joining us with another
about the
sick
running
Kangle hat
is 59 yards before the last drive. And that's important because the 72 yards, as I mentioned, is misleading. Okay. The rest of those yards came while they were sitting back in prevent.
Correct.
The Steelers were down 10 points. So, of course, you could get yards running the ball and run the clock at the same time. Okay. So some of the things he mentioned is as far as obstacles to run the ball effectively, possession. Okay. Time of possession, being able to run more plays. He felt that they are capable. I thought he also mentioned the opponent, right? Which,
But that's kind of odd to me when you say time of possession to run the ball. If you run the ball effectively, guess what? You get time of possession.
exactly.
So what comes first,
Yeah,
the chicken or
exactly.
the egg? So you have to want to just build on what Ken said. I think the simple basics, and hat on a hat, getting push on the line. I didn't see a lot of productive holes. but I also seen predictability also in the strategy. I want to see the jumbo package a lot more, 3 tight ends. Because running also, as you guys know, anybody over 40, the old schooler, it's a mindset too.
Yeah.
It's not always misdirection and zone scheme. Sometimes it's the mindset, just saying we're going to go grind it down their throat and pop something open. And I think that's part of it too. But one begets the other. Based on the Steelers scheme, for Aaron Rodgers to be successful, because he's not a running quarterback. He's not someone you're going to get yards. He's not going to get you the Lamar Jackson yards. He's not going to get you the Justin Field yard. So he's not the running back by proxy type person. So you have to get it by those key backs.
But but we've been to that point, like we've been getting pushed behind. If we're running on first down and we're getting 1-2 yards every time, like then we're going into 2nd and 8. You know, we're setting ourselves up.
And that's exactly what I mean by the predictability.
And so yeah, and then we're having to catch up, and it's just like that. Not having a run game, we get behind so fast in the you know, in the each down or each time we're on the field, and it just feels like we're running behind. Then it feels like we're throwing balls that we don't need to be throwing like further down the field. It just feels like it's collapsing on itself.
So the question is, why can't the Steelers run?
Yeah.
Right. That's the question. And to answer the question, okay, when Tomlin talks about the opponent, when I went back and I watched the all 22, so the tape, okay, I saw a lot of people shooting gaps, right? Getting in the backfield way before our running back had a chance to look for a hole. Okay. So they have to do a better job at blocking. Period.
For 2 weeks now, we've struggled to pick up any pulling, anybody that's pulling, any, like you said, anyone shooting a gap.
Not pulling on defense, but stunts.
I meant stunning. That's what I meant. Sorry, stunts. I meant pulling. Yeah. If we're pulling on offensive line, we're even struggling at that too. But any stunts on the defensive line, and what we couldn't get them out of their defensive scheme. Right? They were showing their defensive scheme. They just kept coming at us. And we had no answer for it on an offensive line. So is that back to my question too, is that a coaching?
It is. Okay. I think so.
Yeah.
It is.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. I mean, you one of the things they could consider is to tighten up their gaps. Okay. When I looked at the tape, and I'm looking for my notes as well. I'll just have to go from memory. But one of the things that I thought, from a Steelers offensive line standpoint, they're too slow.
Yeah.
They're too slow. The footwork is not desirable.
Like, we're getting bullied.
Yeah, the footwork needs a lot to be desired.
Yeah. Well, if you don't get to where you need to be, you will get bullied.
Right.
Okay, so I think the correction is tighten up, the gaps on the offensive line to help that out. Maybe, go bigger.
That's what I mentioned, the jumbo package.
The jumbo package. Did you all notice, and we'll talk about this, when we talk about why the Steelers can't stop the run, but did you notice that Seattle used 2 tight ends a whole lot? They used their fullback. They used their jumbo package. So,
absolutely.
We need to take a page from their book, and that's what this offense is supposed to be about anyway, with the multiple tight ends. But hold your thought right there. Let me play the top. I'm going to play one of the top 3 game-changing plays from Sunday, and I'm only going to show one of the 3, and I'll share what the other 2 are. One was already mentioned during that interview, that post-game interview with Mike Tomlin. But let's take a look at the number 1 turning play.
I wonder what this is. I wonder which one this is. Let the mystery begin.
Here we go.
Aaron Rodgers to stabilize the team and the offense and go win some of these fourth quarter tight ball games.
Oh, bad bounce goes through the hands of Kaleb Johnson. He may have touched that ball. That would be a live ball. Let's see what the ruling is here. It is a touchdown! It's a touchdown! Oh, Seattle gets the score!
Ruling on the field, the ball hit in the landing zone on a kickoff. Somebody's got to cover it for the receiving team. It was recovered by the kicking team in the end zone. Touchdown.
This is the landing zone from the 20 to the goal line. When that ball lands in the landing zone, it's live. Plus, Kaleb Johnson touched the football. So that's a live ball for anybody to take over. And Johnson, the rookie in the NFL, may not have realized that that ball was live. And George Halani jumped on top of it. Jabril Peppers, the newly signed Steeler, who's been a maven on special teams, just explained it to the rookie, and Halani comes up with a huge play on a dreadful Pittsburgh special teams miscue.
Let's make sure he touched it.
But again, regardless, it lands in the landing zone. Yeah,
and if it goes out of the back of the end zone, it'd be at the 20.
At the 20, as a touchback.
At the 20 for Seattle. But because nobody recovered it, oh, man.
That is a huge mistake by the rookie.
Oh, there you go. So
Kaleb
that's
Johnson,
what.
who fumbled a kick return last week.
What went on there? That was the big story coming out of that game on Sunday, and that was number one. Number one of the top 3 game-changing plays. Let's talk about it real quick. And then I'll share the other 2.
Yeah, and I just want to note that Mike Tomlin today in his press conference noted that Kaleb Johnson's not going to be taking those kickoffs for the foreseeable future, and gonna work some other people into that. And I agree with that. Kaleb is a rookie. Like Mike Tomlin said, he made a rookie made a bad mistake, right?
Judgment error.
Yeah, judgment error.
Mm-hmm.
And have they practiced this in simulated practices? Like, have they played this out? Have they actually practiced these kind of scenarios with a rookie back there? And I know he's a pro. He's supposed to know the rules. I am 100% there. But coaching is supposed to get you prepared for bad situations and good situations and how to respond to those. There has to be something. This isn't the first time this has happened in Danny Smith's special teams, right? It's happened a couple other times in the past years where, if bad judgment call and it's been a not a touchback, but a touchdown or something like that. So this isn't necessarily a trend, but it has happened before.
Yeah, I think, and I harken back to Barry Foster, I believe. I think
he
played the 49ers.
Yeah.
And he failed to cover a ball.
Yeah.
It obviously was a blunder. Mm-hmm. Things like this, with excellent coaching, even up to the minute, you're reminding folks that, hey, in the landing zone, you got to make sure you field the kickoff.
Yeah.
Can't let it. It's a live ball. Those are particulars. The one question I had, and I didn't think they dove enough into it during the broadcast. Mm-hmm. I wanted to see it more. Was it actually recovered? I know they were.
I know that's what I was questioning.
The NFL reviews everything, but I thought the announcers did a lackluster job of explaining if it was a review, or let's take a little look. I've seen things like that where after looking at 10 different views, they said, "Oh, it wasn't review," or because it's kind of similar to something's going out of bounds and you're trying to recover a fumble.
Right. So we're right at break. It is 6:30 p.m. I'll just share the other 2. Okay. Well, as far as the first one with Kaleb Johnson, he should have known. Ken, you went over to the Steelers practice last Thursday. I know when I'm over there, I see them going over special teams all the time. So he should have known. He's a rookie, but when you put someone in there, you're expected to be able to do your job.
Absolutely.
And he didn't do his job. The other 2 that I have here, and we could talk about this later as well, the 4th and 1 at the end of the third quarter. I think it might have been 1 minute and 47 seconds left in the third quarter.
I have it written down as well.
Okay.
4th and 1. That started this entire trend.
4th and 1. That was a game-changing
we don't live in our fears.
play by punting Okay.
Hands down.
And in that situation, and with your defense struggling as well, I think you go for it.
Was that a confidence issue in the running game?
Well, like I said, the defense I thought was struggling.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think you put it in Aaron Rodgers' hands, and, you know, if you need to throw, okay, or the jumbo package and run it. But either way, you go for it, okay? And then the third one, game-changing play, was the interception in the end zone.
Hands down.
Interception in the end zone where Calvin Austin III got off his route, interfered with the ball, it hit his hands, and it went to the defensive guy. And it was intended for Frymuth.
And if you look at the pass, you look back at the play, it looked like it was going to be distant pass to Frymuth.
Yeah.
It was going to be right on the money to where only he can get it.
And
now,
even if
the only thing I say on that, Ken, okay, if you're going to go to the wrong place and the ball hits you in the hands,
you better catch it.
Exactly.
And the thing is, even if Frymuth did not catch that,
right,
and it bounced off, it's an incomplete pass, right? Yeah. Then you go for a field goal, still get points on the board, and then the butterfly effect after that. Who knows what happens? However, yeah, if your hands touch it and you're out of your position, you better catch that ball. Absolutely. And I do give Aaron Rodgers a little bit of credit there because he didn't shoot down Calvin Austin in the press conference afterwards.
Sure.
He scolded him a little bit. However, talked him up as well. So it wasn't like going back to the Jets where he scolded Mike Williams and left him hanging. This was like, hey, he's a really good kid. He's going to learn. Okay. We're going to learn.
Well, we're right at break. First segment is down, fellas.
Hey.
And when we get back, we need to talk about the opposite side of the ball. What's going on with this Pittsburgh Steelers defense? And why can't this high-pan defense do the basic? Which is stopping.
Is there a D? Is it an defense?
Right. Exactly.
You want to get them a D.
Which is stopping the run. Why can't the Steelers stop the run? You're not a good team if you can't run and you can't stop the run. And then we will also go around the NFL, talk about some of the other games, and we'll talk about that Pitt loss, 10-point lead to West Virginia in the fourth quarter. So we'll do all of that and more when we return.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
Business owners thinking about back-to-school promotions and replacing summer flavors with pumpkin? What about your taxes? Reduce your stress and tax liabilities by planning for tax time now with Cameron Professional Services Group. CPSG takes your goals, values, and visions to create a custom tax plan catered specifically to your business. We work closely with you to ensure that as your business grows and goals shift, so will your custom plan. Located in the Hill District in Pittsburgh, PA, CPSG is a CPA and consultant firm, providing services in accounting, auditing, tax planning and preparation, community development, and operational management. Call Cameron Professional Services Group today at 412-251-0607.
Have you had the Beat by Niche experience? Beat by Niche is one of the top makeup artists in the city of Pittsburgh. She's touched the face of Cardi B, Love and Hip Hop personalities, and various Steeler wives. If you have not sat in her chair, what are you waiting for? Visit beatbyniche.com to schedule your special makeover for all occasions, weddings, graduations, proms, photo ops, and more. Visit beatbyniche.com and experience the touch of excellence.
Pittsburgh, it's an old school party. Yes, each Saturday we throw it back with some of the best old school music, funk, R&B, old school, rap, hip hop, and all the jams that make you move and dance. Yes, check it out. Each Saturday, right here on Pittsburgh's DSEN. All the old school jams, 6 to 11 p.m.
Pittsburgh, have you seen our Sunday radio schedule? Ooh, it is lit. Start the day off with our Sunday gospel music from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will inspire you and have you praising the Lord. Then from 3 to 8 p.m., we bring you Sunday jazz melody for all the jazz lovers. Then cap off the night with the Quiet Storm from 8 to 11 p.m. to hear the best smooth, romantic, and soulful R&B sounds of yesterday and today. All that each Sunday on Pittsburgh's DSEN, the place for soul.
Just talk about that. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a strong rhyme to step to. Think of how many week shows you slept through. Time's up. I'm sorry I kept you thinking of this. You keep repeating your miss. The rhyme from the microphone.
All right, we are back. This is Soul Tape on Pittsburgh's DSEN. We're talking about that sorry Pittsburgh Steelers game this past Sunday.
Say it again.
That sorry game. Where Seattle came, what, how many miles? 3,000? Over 3,000 miles by air. And beat down our Pittsburgh Steelers 31-17. My name is Kevin Cameron, everyone. Eric Gibson to my right, across from me, and to Gibbs' right, Mr. Ken Craig. And we are having a ball, I guess.
Hey, we having a ball.
Talking about what went on.
Hey, we're having a ball. Talking about ball. We're going to solve all the problems of the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight.
Hey, if they'll listen to us. That's the key. Will they listen to us? Adjustments need to be made. 53 yards rushing week 1, 72 yards rushing week 2, and the 72 again was misleading. Okay. A lot of Steeler fans wanted to run Najee Harris out of here. Najee's gone. The production is still the same. I've been talking about the offensive line coach as well. I don't think he's a good offensive line coach, but he's here. You got to find ways to be productive. Okay. But nonetheless, we talked about that. Let's talk about this defense, this high-paying defense, this defense with the big names. I know a lot of people were out this past game, but even when the regulars are in there, here's the same results.
We used to have a next man up mentality, and now I'm hearing about attrition. Within
that
the
was the standard.
side.
Is the standard,
right? And that next man up mentality has not been necessarily executed upon if you're not able to run certain schemes based on personnel that is on the field.
And also, let's look at the NFL's a copycat league. But just like we talked about what happened on offense, and just like what has happened on defense, the next team they're playing, they're going to bring that same type of fire, that same type of wood, because they've seen the first two teams were able to do it effectively. With our defense, or geriatric defense, some may say, but the bottom line is kind of similar to the offense. They're getting pushed around.
Yeah,
when you look at the tape, they are getting pushed around. They're getting fired off the ball. The statements are being said is Benton out of position. The way he's getting pushed off the ball at nose tackle, and a key hallmark of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense in the past, when it's been successful at stopping a run, has always been that nose tackle position.
Yeah,
like back in the day with Big Snack. Big Snack would occupy blockers, and the linebackers would come up and eat up those running backs and things of that nature. But right now, you see guys getting knocked back, see wide gaps, see bad angles.
And to speak about Benton a little bit, he's been he's good, he's fast, he's a big guy. I don't care if you're a wrestler in your past, right? Something's not working. He's not meant to be taking on 2-3 blockers. Like that's just not, I guess, his style. But I've also, I was reading an article from Jerry Dulac, who he had mentioned that he didn't think it was possible to see Benton regress, right? But so far, he has not seen any kind of progress in his third year, right? And essentially, I agree with that. I definitely have seen a bit of regression on his end. And to another point about the rushing yards, 299 yards rushing given up through 2 games.
That's a continuation from last season.
Well, and just through these 2 games, 299 rushing yards. So Mike Tomlin, how many times has that happened? Given up 299 rushing yards through 2 games. This happened 4 times under Mike Tomlin. This never happened under Bill Cowher, and happened 3 times under Chuck Noll.
Yeah, I don't know if the head coach is what should be looked at here.
I'm definitely not looking at the head coach. I'm just making a point there.
You mentioned the head coach, and where I'm going with this, I think it's more the defense coordinator. So, for example, if you use Dick LeBeau, okay, because Dick LeBeau was instrumental with the defenses, right? With both not Chuck Noll, but both Bill Cowher and
Mike Tomlin.
And Mike Tomlin, if I'm not mistaken. Was he there for both?
He was there for
both.
He
was there for both. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I think the coordinator is just like on the offensive side of the ball, right? I tell people all the time, I like Todd Haley. I like Bruce Arians. And you look at what those 2 individuals did versus the offensive coordinators after them. So I think the coordinators are more applicable.
I think they're responsible for it. I definitely think that, it's a pyramid, right? And if they're responsible for it, so is the head coach. He has to take some responsibility.
The head coach is responsible. However, the head coach is, I hold him more responsible for the final result.
For the hire as well.
For the final result.
And Kev, you're at the practices because one of the things that get brought up is Terrell Austin actually the defensive coordinator, or is it Coach T? That gets brought up a lot.
Yeah, so as far as who's running the defense.
As far as who's really running the defense. And the other thing on the defense, if things are not working, one of the things, Pittsburgh's nickname used to be what? Blitzburgh. So if you're not getting there with 4, you better start just releasing the dam and letting the water loose and try something different. That's my assessment.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens in game 3. But you're at the practices, so I wanted to get your opinion on that, on who's actually running the defense.
Oh, in practice is definitely Terrell Austin. It's definitely him, but that doesn't mean when it's game time or putting together a game plan, is not Mike Tomlin. Based on what I saw, what was it? What was the name of the show that they were on, Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
Based on what I saw on Hard Knocks last year, they sat in a meeting together and put together the game plan. Now, I'm not sure if Terrell Austin puts the game plan together first, bring it to Mike Tomlin, and then they go over it. I'm not sure. But, practices is Terrell Austin. Yeah. But, again, when the game happens, who knows? All right, so the question is, what's wrong with the Steelers' defense, and why can't they stop the run? And I'll go ahead and answer that first. You hear a lot, more especially from someone like Cam Hayward. People need to do their responsibility and they need to get in their gaps. Okay. But when you're getting pushed back, you can't get in your gaps, when you're getting pushed back. And that's what I'm seeing that's happening on the defense.
So do we, to that point, even when I think last year a little bit, but especially in the past, if a running back got through a gap, they got through the defensive lineman, we always had to run stuffing linebackers.
Yeah.
Right now, our linebackers are very fast and decent at coverage. Right. So they can go sideline to sideline really fast. But what we're missing is that run stuffing linebacker.
Cole Holcomb.
Well, he's supposed to be it, right?
Cole Holcomb.
And the linebacker from last year that went to the Raiders. His name escapes me right.
Yeah,
he was pretty good.
Atlanta Roberts.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. But again, we had the problem when he was here as well, because he couldn't defend the pass, so he was limited. But I think you have to give Cole Holcomb more of an opportunity. Cole Holcomb is a player that is more well-rounded. Okay.
And he's on his second game back too from his big injury.
That was a major need too.
Yeah.
But you have to try something different. And then they talk about versatility a lot, right? But you could be versatile, but you have to get results.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care how versatile you are if you're not producing. Okay. So I just think, defensively, I think they need to scheme better. And I think they need to have Holcomb play more. And also there's a silver lining to this one versus on the offensive side of the ball where we can't run. The silver lining, part of the solution to the issue we had last year with stopping the run, we drafted 2 defensive linemen and one is out, which is Derek Harmon. Okay. So I'm giving them a little bit of time as a result of that. Now, if this continues once Derek Harmon is back, I would really be concerned. And I'll take a look at the injury report that Mike Tomlin provided today at his press conference. Elliott is questionable. I'm sorry, Elliott.
And you mentioned
Elliott.
And Elliott's also one of the better run stoppers from the safety position.
Yeah, definitely. So Elliott is questionable. Harmon is, and Porter. And then out, Loudermilk and Highsmith, they're both out for this week. And then those that are hurt but should play, Patrick Queen and Darius Slay. Again, that was from the press conference earlier today.
And I'd really like to pick your brain about something, and I'm pushing this a little bit off topic, slightly. So I heard that we, as Steelers, our defense has not been disguising our defensive scheme pre-snap, okay, which has then allowed quarterbacks to recognize our defensive scheme right away.
Okay.
Right. So we're not kind of hiding. We're not disguising. We're kind of just lining up and that's what it is, rather than under Dick LeBeau and things like that. We got complicated. We got creative, right? You didn't know who was coming from where. So the quarterback had to take an extra, half a second to kind of process what they're looking at.
And to build on what you're saying, Ken, I think one of the assessments was made when old man Joe Flacco played against the Steelers last year and was picking them apart because he just knew what was coming because the defense was so vanilla. Kev, you've seen the All-22, and I bet you one of the things you assessed from the All-22 was some guys on that defense were going backwards.
Yeah, they were a lot.
And
too much.
And that's
too
one
much.
of the things. And I think one of the solutions, similar to what Ken says, is some disguising, some different things schematically, but they may want to examine putting Y.A. Black in the middle and let him try out here a little bit.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Put him in there. He's a big body.
At least until Derek Harmon gets back.
He has a low pad level. We want to get Derek Harmon back 100%.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the low pad level, though. That's a big guy.
He's a big
He's
guy.
a very big guy.
Very big guy.
Yeah.
That's the first thing it's funny. I talked to Kevin after practice the other day, and I was like, those boys are bigger, like twice as big as you think they are, right? So
he's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole lot of Y and a whole lot of A. I'm gonna tell you that.
Time.
Right.
Big time.
But to my point, really quick, like that's something that has we used to be very creative in that sense. Is that vanilla kind of pre-snap look? Like where is that being pushed from?
Yeah.
Is that a Terrell Austin? Is that a Mike Tomlin thing? Is it because the communication isn't strong enough out there yet? Like what is that? And I'm interested to see how that looks moving forward, because I understand we're in week 2. It's not time to blow it up. Might be, but is it, in my mind, it's not time to blow it up yet. So how do we start to disguise things like that pre-snap? How do we start to make the opposing quarterbacks have to question what they're seeing?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, so fellas, let's go around the NFL and talk about some of these other games. And the first game that I would like to start off with is Jacksonville at Cincinnati. And I heard that Cincinnati or Jacksonville pretty much gave Cincinnati the game. The big news out of that game, however, is Joe Burrow. Okay, Joe Burrow, turf toe. I understand he needs surgery and possibly could miss the rest of the season, which is huge.
I heard the soonest he could be back would be 3 months.
Wow.
So that's big. And we knew Joe's been on the shelf before. The Bungles, as I say, their defense is already suspect. Joe makes the offense go. So
I wouldn't put past Jake Browning though. Like he competed against us last year. Like he did, and they still have weapons on offense. So yes, it's not Joe Burrow back there.
It's not Joe. I give you that. He has something, but is he someone that can get him to the promised land?
I'm just worried about the Steelers.
Yeah.
Right. That's all I'm worried about. Can he beat the Steelers?
Well, right now, I just mentioned Joe Flacco, so every quarterback worries me about the Steelers.
Yeah.
Based on the things that we already assessed. But that being said, it just goes back in his legacy that Joe Cool just can't stay healthy.
Right. That's a problem. And they still have offensive line problems from what I understand, and it's showing up by him being injured. Now let's move on to New York at Dallas. I did have a chance to watch some of that game. Wow. Russell Wilson, 450 yards passing. That interception he threw at the end, though, was horrific.
Yeah.
So you
It's
know,
unnecessary.
you have to be able to close.
Yeah, and it was very unnecessary to throw that interception at the end. But good on him for being able to throw the ball like that. I think he has the receivers to be able to do that with Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson, and it was it was definitely it looked like an old school Russ type game. I don't ever expect you to ever see that in a Pittsburgh game. I don't think anyone would allow that kind of leash to be that long, I'll say. But it was fun to watch, but that gets careless at times.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely was cooking it. Guess what I noticed? She hit a few balls over the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a few passes over the middle. So I think he got on that last interception. He got a little bit full of himself. Was trying to go for. It's a 500-yard game. He completes that one. He let it go a little bit too early, and the Giants showed their colors on defense as Dallas just went right down the field.
41 total points in the fourth quarter of that game.
Crazy.
41 total points.
Chicago at Detroit. So much for Kaleb Williams being the man in Chicago.
And if anyone's scared how the Lions looked in week 1, because I know I certainly was, but they came out rolling. They absolutely came out rolling.
52 points, 52 to 21.
This was a statement game playing against their former offensive coordinator, who's now the head coach of the Bears. The Bears have a long way to go. I'll say that. They've got players, they've got personnel. The Lions are still the Lions. They can, when they put it all together, they are a very dangerous team, and I am not looking forward to playing them.
Yeah, they have an intricate offense, and they were coming off a big loss where they really got stomped on, and they shown it. And to me, there's still a lot of development that needs to go on with Kaleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Johnson has himself an intricate offense, and a lot of that's predicated on you hitting your marks and timing and precision. And there's a lot of things that you have to know knowledge-wise, and it has to be crystal clear. It can't be foggy, and that's something he's going to have to grow and prosper.
He's never been.
You would think he would, that the team would have done better, given that he was just with Detroit last year. Okay, so he understands the defense. Okay, and Kaleb Williams, the quarterback, is supposed to be the man now. So he went 19 of 30.
Well, they lost their defensive coordinator as well. He's the Jets head coach now, Aaron Glenn.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it could be new, but
still he knows the
yeah,
personnel.
he knows it.
He knows the personnel.
Yeah,
so Caleb Williams, 19 of 30, 207 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception on the other side. Matter of fact, he was sacked 4 times as well. And that's something the Steelers need to do better also. We didn't even mention that. Aaron Rodgers need to be cleaner.
Oh, way cleaner.
Okay, way cleaner. On the other side for Detroit, Jared Goff, 5 TDs, fellas, 334 yards, and he wasn't sacked at all.
Statement game.
Yeah, he was clean. He was playing pitch. He was playing pitch and catch.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen it, I mean, guys were breaking free. They were clean. I didn't see all the game, but most of the highlights I've seen, the guys were wide open.
Okay, the other one, and I'm looking for games of interest. We'll hop down to Buffalo at New York Jets.
So the Jets aren't that good.
They're 0-2, right?
That's what I took from that game. So the Jets aren't that good. Huh?
Okay, all right. And Buffalo is that good.
Yes,
Buffalo is that good. Yeah. Justin Fields went out, from what I understand, with a concussion, and he's questionable for this week's game. And if you're a fantasy player, keep that in mind. Okay. Keep that in mind. And let me check out something.
While he was in, he was 3 for 11 for 27 yards.
Yeah, he was subpar doing that, and I guess he took a big hit.
Rushing, he was 5.
I'm not sure, fellas, why my camera changes in the middle of the show the way it is. So let me fix my camera. You two can go ahead and talk.
Yeah.
And I think, Justin, rushing wise, I thought coming off the game against the Steelers, or maybe that speaks to our defense, it makes that point more emphatic.
Maybe they don't like what we're saying here.
He was hitting passes over the middle, but against Buffalo, well, my humble opinion, should be 1-1.
Yeah.
But they did what they had to do, and Josh Allen, last year's MVP, his stats were kind of mundane, but they were controlling the game.
Well, and I think no one is ever going to say Justin Fields is not able to run, right? Ever since, the very first time he took the field at Ohio State, he's always been able to control the game with his feet. The question has always been is he able to read defenses? Can he can he throw accurately? Can he command the field and be, a game manager in that sense? And I think this kind of game, obviously went out hurt, but these are the type of performances where I still question that, even though he looked incredible against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. But again, that could be more of a telltale sign of what we have to look forward to the rest of this year as Pittsburgh Steelers fans.
All right. So we'll go ahead and go to another game here of interest. We had AFC North football, I guess, Seattle and Cleveland. Not Seattle and Cleveland. Cleveland and Baltimore.
We played Seattle,
yeah. So I guess Cleveland isn't really that good. Is that what you take?
Or the Ravens are really good.
Or I think we know the Ravens are really good.
Yeah.
41-17 over Cleveland.
Yeah, and think Lamar, 19 of 29, 225 yards for 4 touchdowns.
Touchdown.
Yeah, I think that's
what kind of line is that?
Yeah.
And I mean Joe Flacco, 25 for 45 for 199 yards. Dylan Gabriel came in 3 for 3 for 19 yards and a touchdown. Quinshawn Junkins did take some snaps in this game. He was the running back who did not sign his contract until a few weeks ago now.
Yes.
He had 10 carries for 61 yards. We need to keep an eye on him. He's good. He's really good. I'm not sure how long he's going to be available and if the NFL is going to, do anything, but we need to keep an eye on him because him having little practice with the team and little exposure to the system still had a lot of carries and a lot of touches.
All right.
Of course, we got to watch out for the Ravens. Morris putting up some ridiculous numbers again. With the defense, Baltimore probably has the best, even though they didn't show in the first game, the best overall team as far as offense and defense, special teams. Cleveland is revealing itself each and every day. And what do you guys think? Will Joe Flacco make it as a starter through the whole season?
I do.
I don't think so.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think that's because the record will be so bad, or do you think that it'll be
either or?
Okay.
Record so bad, or he, just get sacked too much and end up getting hurt.
I still think he's their best option.
I do too, but I don't think he'll last. So time will tell. That's the good thing. All right, fellas. So we got like a minute left. I'm going to run through these games, and we can go back if we need to. Denver over Indy. Indy won late in the game there. I think game-winning field goal, if I'm not mistaken. 29-28 over Denver. Philadelphia at Kansas City. That was a really good game. Philly wins that one 20-17, and now Kansas City is 0-2. Okay, and the Chargers are leading that particular division at 2-0. Atlanta at Minnesota. Minnesota was disappointing in that game. Atlanta took it 22-6. 2 Monday night games yesterday. Tampa Bay at Houston. This was a real good game. Went down to the wire. Tampa Bay pulls it out. Baker Mayfield doing his thing. 2019 over Houston. And the Los Angeles Chargers. Okay, I mentioned they're 2-0 now. They beat the LA or Las Vegas. They move so much.
It's
hard to keep up with.
They might be the Alacopa Raiders next.
You're right. You're right. 20-9. Chargers over the Raiders. So that's what went down around the NFL. When we come back, we will talk about the big college game here in the area, in the Pittsburgh area. West Virginia taking Pitt down. And we will also talk about the AP Top 25, the teams there, and Penn State is number 2. We'll talk about what's going on with the Pittsburgh Pirates and why you should be going to a Pirate game and watching the Pirates. And it says a whole lot if I'm telling you that.
The ground started to shake when you said that.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say, what
sure.
kind of sales pitch is this?
And I normally tell you to stay away from that place. Major League Baseball playoff race and the WNBA playoffs. We'll get it all in. So we'll do all of that and more when we return.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dodson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
Business owners thinking about back-to-school promotions and replacing summer flavors with pumpkin? What about your taxes? Reduce your stress and tax liabilities by planning for tax time now with Cameron Professional Services Group. CPSG takes your goals, values, and visions to create a custom tax plan catered specifically to your business. We work closely with you to ensure that as your business grows and goals shift, so will your custom plan. Located in the Hill District in Pittsburgh, PA, CPSG is a CPA and consultant firm, providing services in accounting, auditing, tax planning and preparation, community development, and operational management.
With the new
Call
IHOP value menu,
Professional
$6
Services
is
Group today at 412
all it takes to go to your happy place, where your breakfast tastes like pancakes.
Have you had the Beat by Niche experience? Beat by Niche is one of the top makeup artists in the city of Pittsburgh. She's touched the face of Cardi B, Love and Hip Hop personalities, and various Steeler wives. If you have not sat in her chair, what are you waiting for? Visit beatbyniche.com to schedule your special makeover for all occasions, weddings, graduations, proms, photo ops, and more. Visit beatbyniche.com and experience the touch of excellence.
Soldier Boy, tell. Hey, I got this new dance for y'all called the Soldier Boy. You just gotta punch, then crank back 3 times from left to right. Soldier Boy, I'm in it. Why me crank it? Why me roll? Why me crank that Soldier Boy? That Superman? That now why me crank that Soldier? Now why me crank that Soldier? Now why me crank that Soldier? Now why me?
All right, we are back. This is Soul Tape on Pittsburgh ESUN. My name is Kevin Cameron, sitting here talking Pittsburgh sports with my guys, Mr. Eric Gibson and Mr. Ken Craig. So, so far we've been talking about that Pittsburgh Steelers loss this past Sunday to Seattle, as well as, we got into what's wrong with the running game. Why can't the Steelers stop the run? And a number of other things that went down, as well as what kind of bug is that, man?
That's one of those, what are they called? It's like one of those, last year they said
lantern. No,
is it a lantern fly?
Lantern fly, yeah.
Let me pass that over to you. I missed it, so there you go, Ken. You're a better hunter.
Is the question?
You're a
is
better hunter.
Is that a
I'll
good?
take that back.
Is that a good omen or a bad omen? We
I don't know.
I know, right?
Well,
They're supposed to like be bad for the trees,
right?
And everything. So I think they said to get rid of them as much as possible.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Not sure how it got in here.
I know. I'm glad it wasn't one of those protected species.
Yeah. Right.
Since we're on YouTube,
yeah.
We would have been in trouble.
Yeah, watch yourself.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about this Pitt, West Virginia game. And before we do, let me make sure I have my screen open for phone calls if anyone would like to call in about the Steelers, Pitt, West Virginia, or anything else. The number should be on your screen that you connected on. If you're on YouTube, it's right below our pictures. If you're on a radio platform, just look on the website and you should see the numbers. We will love to hear your perspective on what we're talking about. Also, keep in mind, everyone, this Sunday will be our first Black and Gold post-game show. And we are doing it at Cloud 33 in Penn Hills directly after the Steelers-Patriots game. We'll do 3 hours directly after the game. Okay, that's how long we will go. From the end of the game for 3 hours. So I just wanted to make that clear. Please call in and let us know your thoughts on the game. We would love to hear from you. Okay, Pitt, West Virginia. I had an opportunity to actually go down to Morgantown this past week, and that was my first time, fellas. First time seeing a
you made it back
game.
in one piece.
Yeah, at WVU. And
I've heard.
Yeah,
and I know you're a Pitt alum,
right?
But how was the crowd?
The crowd was outstanding.
Yeah, I've heard good things about the crowd. I know it gets a little crazy, but overall, I think it's it's almost like they're a pro team there, right? And they go all in. So
and that's
I can
one of the
appreciate any
things
atmosphere like
I
that.
really liked about it.
Yeah,
it was a college atmosphere.
Yeah,
and that's it. Nothing else. It was all about Mountaineer football.
And I miss that for Pitt.
Yeah, exactly.
I do miss
and that's
that
something
for Pitt.
that Pitt needs.
No couches. The door's open.
Probably so.
Okay.
I didn't see any, but probably so. And those people out there, they were tailgating, having a ball. It was a beautiful day, weather-wise now.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're both Pitt alums, right?
Yes.
Are you a Pitt alum?
No.
I can't remember.
No,
Okay.
I am not.
Okay, but you root for the Panthers. You root for Pitt.
They're here, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I watch them.
Okay.
I'm more of a Nittany Lion guy,
Yeah.
but
okay, I got you. So, but to be honest with you, it was an outstanding game. The game went into overtime. Pitt had a 10-point lead that they weren't able to hold. So I was disappointed. Your thoughts, Gibbs?
Well, my thoughts, and unfortunately, I was at a function that I had to be at, so I didn't get to see all the game. I seen the highlights. But in a nutshell, what I surmised was kind of classic Pitt, showing the ability or inability in tight games where they need to put the hammer down, not being able to do it. And maybe they rubbed off on the Steelers or vice versa. I don't know what it was, but I think some key plays. Holstein's overall stat line, he ended up with 300 yards passing, but there was a lot of key passes that he still missed. The defense gave up some big plays.
He missed a lot of passes.
Yeah,
a lot.
So I was being good, Eric. So there was a lot. So, and like I said, I didn't get to see all the game, but bits and pieces I've seen. There's a lot of passes.
Yeah, he was.
And I said he
20,
missed.
Yeah, 22.
And when I say
30.
missed, there was ones that he missed, not really just inches, but like way off.
Yeah,
and I think if that's turned around, that 300-yard game might have been a 370-yard, 400-yard game.
Again, 22 of 37 for 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I think the big key point here is Pitt gave up just a 1 rusher. Edwards had 141 rushing yards on the day.
Yeah.
With 3 touchdowns.
And he was
WVU won the turnover battle, won the total yards battle, won the first down battle, won the third down battle, even the 4th down battle. And time of possession was slightly won by West Virginia.
Yeah, one situation that hurt Pitt too was Desmond Reed. Okay, he got hurt in the game and had to go out. And when I take a look at the stat line as well, he had 6 carries for the day, and Pitt only had 46 yards rushing. And it's crazy how it's very similar to the Steelers. I'm not sure what's going on the South Side. That's all I got to say.
Yep.
Remember last year, even with the Penguins, to a certain extent, everybody went on a losing streak at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I think Pitt might have lost their last 5 games and 6 games with the bowl game or something like that. If they made a bowl, did they make the bowl game last year? I can't remember, but I know they lost.
I couldn't answer.
Yeah,
that.
I don't think they did, but
they follow suit with the Steelers losing their last 5.
Yeah,
and like you said, Kev, it's eerily similar where games are being lost in the trenches. West Virginia's bell cow, he was running the ball down their throat.
He was.
You've seen he was running the ball down their throat. The little bit I've seen, he's right up the middle. The 1 touchdown, he's right up the middle, barely touched. Just really running with a vengeance.
No, I just want to add in there that the 46 yards rushing does include lost yards by quarterback, sacks, things like that. So Eli Holstein, negative 27 yards on 14 carries.
Yeah.
So that that throws a big wrench into it. But anytime you lose someone like Desmond Reed, who is your guy, right? I mean, yeah, you can't. It's tough, if you don't have a guy behind him ready to go, which Pitt usually does. They usually have a good core depth at running back.
Yeah.
And Reed's their juggernaut. He's definitely their juggernaut, and he's their big splash play guy. So once that door got closed, I think West Virginia really pinned their ears back and said, let's go sick them.
Yeah, but one of the disappointments as well during the game, first play of the game, Eli Holstein goes back and fumbles the ball on a quarterback running back exchange, right? And I'll have to go back and see how many yards lost was that, but that's probably a big part of that minus 27
right
you just talked about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also just to correct, and anyone who's listening live, call in and correct us on this. Come on, you guys know we're doing this in the moment, so sometimes things slip. Of course, we played in a bowl game last year, right? We played Toledo in the 6 overtime game last year. Does anyone remember that?
Yeah.
We lost to Toledo.
I remember now that you mentioned
6 overtime in the Game Above Sports Bowl.
Well, that's kind of why I forgot, Kim, because there's like 900 bowls, the toilet bowl, the tissue bowl.
So I had to go back and take a look at the last game, WVU. Okay, so that fumble exchange was a minus 11-yard loss.
Yeah.
Okay. And it gave West Virginia a good field position as well, even though I think they missed a field goal with the good field position that they had. But the bottom line is Eli Holstein has to play better. He missed a lot of open receivers. He fumbled the ball as well as he threw a pick. Okay. So he just has to play better. And then from a defensive standpoint, when you have a 10-point lead, 6 minutes into the fourth quarter, or I should say 6 minutes left in the game. Okay. And I'm just throwing 6 minutes out. It was somewhere around that time
I thought you
frame.
were going to break into Dougie Fresh for a second. I mean, I felt it coming, but
Yeah. So, I mean, they have to be able to hold that lead. One mistake that I thought Pitt had, and I asked Pat Narduzzi this after the game about overtime. Pitt won the toss and elected to defer. Okay. West Virginia just scored 10 unanswered points on you. They had all the motivation.
All
the what am I looking for?
I know what you're looking for, and I can't.
all the momentum was on that way.
Yeah, momentum.
Exactly. The fans were in it. The place was going crazy. And you give them the ball back again.
And they just scored with 11 seconds left, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like they were fired up. You
Right.
give them the ball, they're going.
So
right?
Narduzzi said that, he was good with it. He said, no, he didn't think about taking the ball, which I thought that was a bad move.
I think that's where. So I'm a big analytical person. As you know, Kevin, I'm big into analytics. Analytics.
Ken, you could have fooled me.
It tells a story. What analytics doesn't tell is momentum, right? And momentum swings in game and capitalizing on momentum.
Yeah.
That is a strategic move that they should have used to say, hey, let's hold this momentum.
Yeah.
Like, let's stop that. Because you give them the ball when they're that fired up.
It doesn't tell the full story. Okay. It doesn't tell the full story. So to give you an example, okay. And I'm going to use this team. Do I want to use this team? There's better teams to use. Let me think about another team.
You going to use the Pirates?
No, this is a college team. Give me a good college team that's top tier college team that I can use.
Notre Dame.
No.
I knew it. I knew it.
I don't want to use Alabama.
LSU.
Okay.
Yeah,
LSU. Okay. So just say LSU plays Robert Morris 50 times. You get analytics on that, and then they turn around and play Ohio State. You can't use those analytics. They're not relevant. They're not relevant.
Not apples to
And
apples.
and that's why you have to understand the situation.
Right.
And in overtime for Pitt, I thought Pat Narduzzi should have understood the situation. Like you said, momentum, that's not factored in there. And you can say the same thing, from a run stopping standpoint. There's a big difference when you have Casey Hampton, nose tackle versus, a rookie that's not Casey Hampton, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So the bottom line is you can't always use analytics.
No, it's only a tool to get to the
And I
end
agree.
result.
I'm going to make this 3 for 3. So here's a record breaker.
All right.
I agree. They should not have given the ball to West Virginia. And back to Holstein. A lot of big things were predicted for the transfer out of Alabama this year. So the proof is going to be in the pudding. Can he get more consistent? And that's going to help determine on if Pitt ends up in another one of these outlandish bowls or even makes a bowl.
So we'll see what happens with Pitt. Pitt is actually on a bye week.
They're sitting in that bye.
Yeah, and when they come back, they play Louisville September 27th at 12 p.m. here in Pittsburgh. Now, let's talk about...
And really, can I just make a comment real fast about the rest of their schedule? But, at the beginning of the season, when we looked at it, we were like, "Oh, that's pretty tough." Now that we're 3 weeks in to the NCAA season, this looks even more tough than it did at the beginning. So, they have Florida State, even Boston College, NC State, Notre Dame, and Georgia Tech in Miami. So
All
yeah,
right.
it's a tough schedule for rest of the year for Pitt.
We actually have a phone call, so let me
Awesome.
go ahead and pick up this phone call. All right, caller, are you on the line? Caller, are you on the line?
We hear you.
Yeah, we
Speak
hear
to
you.
us.
Caller, can I get you on the line? Someone must have put the phone down. Someone must have put the phone down. So what we'll do until they decide to pick up, we'll go over. Were you done making your point?
Yeah, it was
Ken?
just about rest of schedule. Pitt's gonna have a tough schedule, playing 4 ranked teams right now, rest of the year, as well as Louisville.
Okay, so we'll go over the AP top 25, and we do have a caller. We do have a caller on the line. The caller, are you ready? Caller, are you ready? We can hear you. All right, so
I don't think they can hear us.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hang up if we do not get the caller to respond.
Can I put keep the sticker like this on the truck window?
Okay, so I went ahead.
Yeah.
Caller, please call back.
Yeah, we might get something we don't want to hear.
Yeah, right?
Okay, I know, right? So the AP top 25, the new AP top 25, the same number 1 team, Ohio State, is still number 1 after beating Ohio University 37-9 this past Saturday. Next up for them, they have who's UW? University of Washington.
University of Washington.
Okay. September 27th at 3:30 p.m. So they have a bye, it appears, as well. Penn State won 52-6 over Villanova. They're the number 2 team.
They also have their bye.
They have their bye as well. LSU is number 3, and LSU actually beat Florida 20-10. Do you have the list right there, Ken?
Of
the top 25.
Yes, I do. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. LSU's
And we'll only go over the top 10, and if there's any outside of the top 10, we'll get that too. But hold tight 1 minute. I think the caller's calling back. Do we have a caller on the line? Do we have a caller on the line? All right. Well, we heard them before. Now we can't hear anything.
You have a ghost caller.
We can't hear anything at all. So I'm not sure what's going on. Let me try to do one thing here.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us? We can hear you. Can you hear us? One more time. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Must be a technical issue with coming from our end to their end.
Yeah, because we hear the person. So we'll go ahead and hang up, and we'll try to get that caller on the line. So go ahead, Ken.
All right, so we left off at number 3, LSU. Coming in at number 4 is Miami. Miami had a big win over South Florida this past weekend. Number 5, moving on to Georgia. Georgia with another big win over Tennessee. Tennessee was ranked 15th before the weekend. Oregon ranked number 6 right now. Oregon's playing Oregon State this next weekend. And then the following weekend, they will travel to Penn State. So that is a big game. Oregon's ranked 6, Penn State ranked 2 as of right now. So that'll be a big game on September 27th. It'll be a primetime game against Penn State. Number 7, Florida State. Florida State played East Texas A&M 77-3, and they travel Kent State travels to Florida State this coming weekend.
Another close game.
Texas, who started as the number 1 team, they are now at 8. They They won 27-10 against UTEP, which is University of Texas El Paso. They're hosting Sam Houston this coming weekend. So again, another big matchup there. Number 9, Illinois. Illinois won 38-0 this past weekend against Western Michigan. They are going to be traveling to Indiana. Indiana's ranked 19th.
Yeah, it should be a
right
good
now.
matchup.
That's going to be a really good matchup. And to wrap up the top 10 is Texas A&M holding the 10th spot. Texas A&M had a big game, winning 41-40 against Ev's favorite team, Notre Dame.
And Notre Dame fell 16 spots down to number 24.
Hey,
Yep.
Kip,
Okay, thank you, Kip.
Real quick point.
Uh-huh.
Notre Dame, they're 0-2, but they're
Yeah.
still top. I guess that's the
I know,
power
right.
of Notre Dame.
I know. That's crazy.
0-2 and
That's-
still ranked in the
but-
top 25.
And they just lost to who?
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M. Okay, and Texas A&M.
They're up to 10th spot now.
Okay.
Yep, they
Okay.
rounded out our top 10.
Got you. All right, so I think we do have the caller on the line now. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Excellent,
All right.
excellent. Bobby, correct?
Yes.
All right, what's going on?
So I have the same gripe with Ohio State that you guys got with Notre Dame.
Okay.
I just don't understand how you can not win your division, not win your conference, yet play for the national championship game.
So you're going back to last year.
Yeah, that bothers me, but that's not the reason for my call.
Okay.
The reason for my call is to the 2 Pitt alumni.
Yeah.
You guys know the significance of September 7th, 2019.
September 7th, 2019.
Let's put our thinking caps on. Pitt alumni.
September
219. That's
no. Share with us.
That got to be something tied to Ohio University Bobcats. I'm thinking.
Ohio University beat Pitt in Keaton Stadium.
20-10.
Yeah.
20-10.
And then September 6th, 2025, we beat West Virginia. So does that mean we own the backyard brawl?
Well, that means you don't play Ohio U the first week of the first week of September. That's what I'm saying. Watch out. Watch out. The Bobcats. Yeah.
Hey, the Bobcats are feisty. You know, they gave Ohio State a little bit.
A little bit.
They gave them a little bit.
Yeah.
I was rooting for him, Mr. Cameron.
Well,
I appreciate that, guys. I was hoping for an upset myself.
Now, didn't you say your quarterback got hurt?
Yeah, he got knocked out in the second quarter, but he did come back in the third and threw a bomb for a touchdown. But had Texas had Navarro from Ohio University when they played Ohio State, they would have won that game.
My question for you: you opened up with Ohio State not being deserving of to be in the top 10. That's how I took it. No, they're not being deserving of where they kind of stand and being similar to Notre Dame. They're number 1 right now. Yes, they did beat Texas. Then they beat Grambling, and then they beat Ohio. Knowing Texas has now dropped significantly, in the rankings, they're no longer, top 10. Where are they at now? They're at 8. Do you feel like Ohio State, do you feel like that win should drop them down a little bit in the poll?
What win?
Against Texas. Ohio State against Texas. Because that's the only big team they beat right now.
You're asking the wrong person when it comes to Ohio State, because I don't think they should be in the top 25 ever. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, because I see that win as not being as significant as it was week 1, but I guess that that's not up to me or any of us sitting at this table.
And I think when it comes to college football, and Bobby, I think you're in good shape because I think Ohio State's quarterback play is not going to lead them to the promised land anyway. but I think there's about 10 or 12 teams this year. I think you'll see more competition once we get to the college football playoffs. Won't see the mega blowouts like you've seen last year, because I think it's a little bit tighter this year. Don't sleep on Florida State, University of Miami Hurricanes, and watch out for LSU. They might have the most grit of all the teams.
Oh, and Bobby, while we have
You there, Eric? I do, and I think Georgia had a pretty good showing too.
Yes. Bobby, while we have you on the phone, you were a spectacular collegiate wide receiver. Quarterbacks better than probably most of us sitting here at the table. At the beginning of the year, there were a number of quarterbacks like Arch Manning, Cade Klubnik, those big names that we were keeping an eye on as we go into the rest of the season. Steelers are going to be looking for a quarterback next year. So is there anyone now that we're a couple weeks into the season who we should be looking at that may have kind of flown under the radar in preseason?
I don't, and I got to tell you, I had, of course, I went to Ohio University, so a lot of my friends are from Cleveland, and their big gripe was with Flacco is, we're waiting for the next best quarterback coming out in 2025. I don't see one.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, I don't. Arch Manning had all the hype. But I don't see a Lamar Jackson. I don't even see a Trevor Lawrence this year.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's a salient point, Bobby, because I think coming into the season, they were saying this could be a potential draft where there's 6 first-rounders.
Yep.
It's still early. I know Lenore Sellers has a big upside as someone out of University of South Carolina, has a dual threat with the rifle arm and legs of gold. But a lot of the guys have already kind of fell out of the limelight. We mentioned the highly hyped Manning, quarterback out of Clemson. He's kind of
Klubnik,
kind of faltered. A lot of guys have kind of looked.
Even
run of the mill.
But you know what, fellas? We have to cut it there because we're past break. Okay?
Man, Kevin's always there.
Okay, guys. Good talking to you.
Hey, Bobby.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
Hey, guys.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Bobcat.
All right. All right, cool. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, I will let you know why you should be going to the Pirate games.
This could be interesting.
This is what we ended the call for.
Yeah. And and what's going on with the Major League Baseball playoff races? What's going on with the WNBA playoffs? And we need to have a preview of the Steelers versus the Patriots and do our famous NFL picks. And we'll do all of that and more. We're going to take a real short break for this one, and we'll be right back.
Time flies.
Pittsburgh, it's an old school party. Yes, each Saturday we throw it back with some of the best old school music, funk, R&B, old school, rap, hip-hop, and all the jams that make you move and dance. Yes, check it out. Each Saturday, right here on Pittsburgh's DSEN. All the old school jams, 6 to 11 p.m.
Pittsburgh, have you seen our Sunday radio schedule? Ooh, it is lit. Start the day off with our Sunday gospel music from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will inspire you and have you praising the Lord. Then from 3 to 8 p.m., we bring you Sunday jazz melody for all the jazz lovers. Then cap off the night with The Quiet Storm from 8 to 11 p.m. to hear the best smooth, romantic, and soulful R&B sounds of yesterday and today. All that each Sunday on Pittsburgh's DSEN, the place for soul.
500,000 kilowatts of P-Funk power. So kick back, dig, while we do it to you in your eardrums. Oh, me? I'm known as Lollipop Man, alias the long-haired sucker. My motto is, make mine the P-Funk. I want my funk uncut.
Yeah. Let me turn your mic back on. What you say, Gibbs?
Hey, gotta funk it up.
Hey.
Feel it coming.
Talk about music. All right. That was it. Okay, everybody, we are back. This is Soul Tape on Pittsburgh's DSEN. My name is Kevin Cameron. That's Eric Gibson, and in front of me is Mr. Ken Craig to Gibbs right there. And
I don't think they know I'm in front of you.
Oh yeah, I know, right? That's why I had to say that's why I had to say to Gibbs right.
Yep.
You know, so
he got caught up in the soul.
There you go.
A little funk playing.
A little Pete funk.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Parliament. Did you ever see Parliament live?
Yeah, I mean, I seen the later Parliament.
Okay.
We're down to about 15 people instead of 40.
Oh, there you go. Where did you see them at?
Civic Arena.
Civic Arena. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So what we need to talk about? We need to talk about why people should be going to see our Pittsburgh Pirates. And, you have to go. Let me start there. You have to go on the right day because something special is going on at PNC Park on the North Shore. And I can't always say that. I don't always want to say that with the teams that the Pirates have been putting together. The Pirates,
they giving away money or something, Kevin?
No, they're not. They should be giving away money because they're stealing a whole lot of money. So the Pirates right now, how many games have they lost? 84, 85 games, somewhere in there while you pull up their record.
Yeah, I'm pulling.
I'll let people know the main reason is Mr. Paul Skeens, and he is on the mound tonight. 86 losses, and how many wins?
65.
65 and 86, and we still need to go back to see what our predictions were. We can't leave the people hanging like that. We always make predictions before the beginning of the year, but Paul Skeens is special. He's on the mound tonight, even though he's not doing well tonight. Okay. The last time I checked, I think the Pirates were losing 3-1. He gave up 3 earned runs. But it's all about him being a candidate, okay, for the National League Cy Young Award. It is worth it. It's been 35 years, fellas, 35 years since the Pittsburgh Pirates won the Cy Young. Anyone want to guess who it was?
We talked about this, and I cannot believe I forget who it was.
John Candelaria?
No, that's you got to go farther back for the Candy Man. Yeah, take a stab at it.
Doug Drabeck.
Oh. Did you look it up?
No, I did not.
All right, good job. So Doug Drabeck, 1990.
Kim said, "What's his prize?"
Yeah,
this right here.
That's it. That's all I get. That's all I get.
Yeah.
I don't even get the button. He didn't even press the button.
I know,
for me.
right? You were too fast. So Doug Drabeck, 1990, and then 30 years before him was Vernon Law, 1960. Okay. So as you see, it's been 30 and 35 years between Pittsburgh Pirates winning the National League Cy Young. Okay? That's the best pitcher, everyone. That's the best pitcher in baseball. Okay? So that's why it's worth going down to see a Pirate game when Paul Skeens is on the mound. Okay? And is it still 3-1, Ken, the score? And it was only in the third inning when I looked at the game as well. You had something?
And Kev, I didn't want to steal your thunder because I knew you were going to go to Paul Skeens' route. But I concur. I have to fully support that because what Paul Skeens brings to the table is an arsenal of pitches.
Yeah.
And they said, like back in the day when Doc Gooden came out, he was red hot, but he was known for his fastball and that drop dead curve. But Skeens has like 5, 6, 7 pitches. That's what makes him so unique. Not just the hot and heavy stuff. He has the blinker,
all kind of stuff,
the rumper,
all
the
kind
bumper.
of stuff.
I mean, he has all these pitches, and if he could ever get with a couple bats, then you'll really see because the pressure is really on him, and he handles the pressure well. the pressure is really on him because he knows when he goes out to throw, he really has to be on his game. And his ERA had shown that, and the Pirates still have not produced for him. But he's definitely worth the price of admission because you're going to be entertained through his arsenal of pitches.
Yeah. So tonight's game is the 152nd game. Okay, so they have 10 more games left for the season. So he'll probably have one more start. Now, his ERA, I believe, went over 2 now based on tonight's performance. So he'll have an opportunity to get that ERA hopefully under 2. And I think he started today as well with a 10-9 win-loss record. So hopefully he'll be able to finish with a win-loss record that is above 500. So we'll see.
And maybe Ken could speak to this, but past Cy Young winners, have we had any Cy Young winners with a losing record?
Did look that up.
So while
only one pitcher, which it was a little odd how they worded it, but it was Eric Gagne. In 2003, he won the Cy Young Award with a losing record, finishing the season at 2-3.
Okay, got it. All right, so what we'll do now, MLB playoff races, and I'll just give you the division leaders in the interest of time. We have Toronto in the American League East, 88-62, 5 games ahead of the Yankees. Detroit is leading Cleveland by 6.5 in the American League Central. Seattle, this is a tight race, probably the tightest of them all, over Houston in the American League West by half a game. In the National League, make sure I get all of them. Seems like I missed one there, but I guess I'm good. National League East, Philly, they'll win it. They're 12.5 up over the New York Mets. National League Central, this is the Pirates division. Milwaukee is 5 games up over Chicago. Chicago is playing now against the Pirates. In the West, this is a very tight one as well. The LA Dodgers have a 2-game lead over the San Diego Padres. Okay, from a wild card standpoint, the New York Yankees right now is the number 1 wild card team. Then we have Boston, Houston, Cleveland, and Texas and Kansas City in the American League. Those are the top 6 teams anyway. National League, we have Chicago, San Diego, New York Mets, Arizona, Cincinnati, and San Fran. They're the top 6 from a wild card standpoint. Okay, so that's what's going on from a Major League Baseball playoff standpoint. Now, the WNBA playoffs, fellas, are going on right now. And who do we have? We have the number 1 team, Minnesota Lynx, going up against the Golden State Valkyries. Is that how you pronounce that?
Valkyrie.
Valkyries, it has to be. Okay. All right. So they have a 1-0 lead on Golden State right now. And then there's the Phoenix Mercury going up against the New York Liberty, and New York leads that series 1-0. And we have the LA Aces. They won, 16 games in a row, if I'm not mistaken.
That's my team to do it.
Okay. They're the number 2 team in the playoffs, and they have a 1-0 lead over Seattle. And we have Atlanta, the number 3 team, Atlanta Dream, and they face number 6 Indiana Fever, and Atlanta has a 1-0 lead right now. From a schedule standpoint, let me see if I could bring up the schedule as well, if I have that handy. What is going on? Let me make sure that this is today. Yeah, I have it right here. Atlanta will face Indiana today at 7:30. So they should be playing right now. And then later on tonight, there is the Las Vegas Aces against Seattle. And again, that's a 9:30 game.
It looks like tomorrow Mercury and Liberty play, and then the Lynx and Valkyries play tomorrow at 10 p.m.
Excellent.
Eastern time. Sorry.
All right. So there you go. Anything else that you two want to add from a WNBA standpoint before we get back to the NFL?
Nope. Let's get back.
All right. Cool. So I think we covered. Oh, we didn't talk about Penn State other than their number 2.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to talk about after that win. I mean,
yeah, we did say they beat Villanova,
and they're on a bye this week.
Who they play? Ohio University. Sorry about that, Bobby. No,
that was a jab. That was a jab.
It got me today. I had to get it back.
Penn State is on a bye going into this week. However, the following week, big game. They play Oregon in prime time on the that 24th.
Yeah.
Is Drew Aller living up to the resume?
No.
Who? The quarterback.
Yeah, he should be. No, he's not. And right now he looks like a backup in the NFL. And unfortunately, he's had the opportunity to go wild out there and show his skills, and it's just in my opinion, I don't think he's ready for the NFL or going to be a starting quarterback at that level.
Cool. All right. So what we'll do, fellas, last week, we need to let everyone know about the results. So what we'll do the picks first, and then we always save the home team, the black and gold, the Pittsburgh Steelers, for last, and that's where we'll give a preview of the game as well. Okay. Last week, I believe, Ken, you said you had it. What we all tied, didn't we? We had 12 wins each. Me, you, and JT.
Yeah.
Okay, we had 12 wins each. How did Mr. Gibson do?
That's what I was looking up right now.
Don't embarrass me, Kim. I didn't see it.
No, it's all right. It's all right. What's your name on here? I got T-Mac. I got Big Brother. Gib. That's you right there.
There you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Hey,
there it is.
Don't be afraid to announce it. All right. You're same thing. 12 wins.
We all had 12. Deadlock.
Great minds think alike.
All right, so we'll see if we could break. But overall, you all are one game up for the year over 2 weeks, right? You and JT,
correct,
one
yes.
game up.
Yep, 25-7.
All right, so they're within range, Gibbs. They're within range. And
they're in range.
Yeah.
But JT likes hearing that being up part.
Okay.
He's going to let us hear about
and
that.
I think Bobby is playing too. You see his name on it? Bobby Cameron?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
19-12. True Ohio University style.
Oh. Another jab.
Yeah.
Another jab. And your record is what? For 2 weeks?
25-7.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you're like 6 up on them, and I'm 5 up on them.
Yes.
All right. So Bobby, you got some catching up to do, cuz. All right. So here's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and play the music, and we'll go ahead and make the picks. Here we go. All right. This is week 3 of the NFL. These are our picks. If you would like to pick along with us, please feel free to do so. The first game, which is a Thursday game, when you first looked at the schedule, you thought it would have been a good game, but based on the last 2 weeks, it seems like it will be a blowout. Miami at Buffalo. I'm going with Buffalo. What you think, Gibbs?
Yeah, I'm going to shuffle off the Buffalo.
Buffalo, yes.
All right, we're all on Buffalo. Moving on to Sunday games, these are all 1 p.m. games. Green Bay at Cleveland. I like Green Bay.
I like Green Bay also.
Yes.
Even love time.
Yeah, Green Bay. They look very, very good right now.
They do. Indianapolis at Tennessee.
Surprise team, Indianapolis.
I'm going to take Indianapolis
We're
as
all
well.
going Indy.
Yep.
Okay. Cincinnati, no Joe Burrow. We talked about this earlier. At Minnesota. Minnesota needs a win. I believe Minnesota is 0-2, if I'm not mistaken. Or
They are 1-1.
1-1.
Yes,
okay.
Cincinnati is 2-0.
Okay. Who do you like?
I'm actually going to take Minnesota here. Minnesota's giving 2 points, so they're the favorites, probably being at home. But I think without Joe Burrow, I'm going to take Minnesota.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on that too. Viking attack. They're at home. They got time to really be ready to bring something for the backup quarterback.
All right. So the next game, we have L.A. Rams at Philadelphia. Can you all say upset?
I can't.
I could say it, but I'm not gonna hear. Not
all right, so
game.
we're all going with the Eagles.
Philadelphia.
Got you. The New York Jets. Justin Fields might not play because he has a concussion. Going into Tampa Bay. Do we all like Tampa Bay?
Yeah, Tampa's there. Baker Mayfield is on fire.
TB is.
Heat cramps coming.
All right. L.A. Raiders.
Las Vegas.
Is it Las? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank you, Ken. Las Vegas Raiders at Washington. I'm going Washington.
I'm going to go Washington as well.
I have to go Jaden Daniels.
Okay. Yeah, you're all on Washington. All right. So we've all picked the same one so far. Atlanta at Carolina. I'm going Atlanta.
ETL.
Okay. Unanimous so far. Houston at Jacksonville. Houston, are they 0-2?
Houston's 0-2. Yes, and Jacksonville is 1-1. You're looking at Jacksonville giving 1 point, even being at home.
So who do you like?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm going to take Houston here. Houston's 0-2. They have a good team. They I'm going to take them right now.
I'm actually going to go Jacksonville, so I'm breaking from the
Jacksonville
team now.
at home.
Jacksonville at home.
Yeah, I think Houston is going to be in trouble. I'm going Jacksonville as well. All right. Denver travels to L.A. to play the Chargers. The Chargers are 2-0, and Denver, and this is a divisional game, is 1-1.
Yep. I'm going to take the Chargers here. I do like Denver, but I feel like they're going to split this matchup. So I'm going to take the Chargers here.
And that's the first 4 or 5 game. Gibbs, what you think?
Chargers 3-0, Denver 0-3.
That would be a problem as well. So I'm also going Chargers, but the Broncos are 1-1.
Yeah.
So if they lose, they'll be 1-2.
Okay.
All right. And then the next one, and let me make sure I gotta get our music back on as well. There we go.
They pulled that game out. I forgot about that.
All right. We have the New Orleans Saints traveling to Seattle. I have to go with Seattle, fellas.
Seattle keep running the ball.
Okay. Dallas going into Chicago. Is this the time that Chicago can get their offense going? At home, Soldier Field.
This is going to be an interesting game to watch and see if Chicago's defense can stop Dallas. But I got to go Dallas here. I think they just have an edge over it. I hate to think that Chicago's going to go 3-2.
Yeah.
I'm going Dallas. Watch out for a big game by George Pickens.
You know what? I hate to do it, but I have to agree.
Yeah.
Not just because I didn't want to pick with you two. I like to see Dallas lose.
Yeah.
But I can't do it this week.
No, this isn't the week.
All right. Arizona travels to San Fran, and this is a divisional game as well. And both teams are 2-0, fellas.
They are. I'm surprised. I'm going to take San Francisco. They have a slight edge. Not healthy, but slight edge.
I'm going to go Arizona. They're going to intercept Mac Jones a few times.
Okay. So we're all on... Hold on. Who did you go with?
I went San Francisco. He went Arizona.
Okay. And I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going San Fran as well. All right. The night game for Sunday, Kansas City at New York Football Giants.
New York came out flying.
Kansas City is 0-2.
Yeah. I have to take Kansas City here. I think that Mahomes is going to pull it together here.
Both teams are 0-2. Go ahead.
This is my pick 'em, my upset special. I'm going with the New York Giants to take Kansas City to 0-3.
I would love it.
I would love it too.
You heard it here first.
I would love it too, but I got to go with KC. I have to think that this is the time to get right. I think they have a good defense as well. Spagnuolo, we just talked about him, I thought, last week.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think Kansas City get it done. The Monday night game, we have Detroit traveling to Baltimore.
It's going to be a big game.
Yeah, this should really be a good game. Yeah.
He's starting. I'm going to take Baltimore here.
Okay.
I think Detroit is a good game. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think under the lights, Baltimore plays really well. Prime time, they play really well. I'm going to take Baltimore.
This one I definitely want to be wrong on because my Pittsburgh Steelers need all the help they can get. Baltimore's going to win this game, but I'll be happy to be wrong and have Detroit winning. But
you will be wrong. You will be wrong.
Baltimore got it.
You will be wrong because I'm going with Detroit.
Nice.
I'm going with
I
Detroit.
Hope you're right. I hope you're
because
right.
what's going to happen? There's going to be a close game, and then Baltimore will be down 1 point. They'll go for a 2-point conversion. They'll throw it to Mark Andrews, and he'll drop the ball. But, yeah, I'm going with Detroit.
All right.
I am.
I like it.
All right. So, the last game that we have to pick is the home team. We have our Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Foxborough against the New England Patriots. Both teams are 1-1. Okay. The Steelers can't stop the run. They can't run the ball, but somehow, guys, I'm picking them.
Well, this is a game I'll take again, solace in being wrong.
Okay.
I'm taking New England.
Okay.
Until they show me something different. And hopefully I'll bring good mojo to them by going against them. But I'm taking New England.
I'm glad we lost last week. I don't like losing.
Okay.
But I'm glad we lost early. And I'm glad that some of our warts are starting to show in the bright lights. Because I hope we pull it together. I think that Drake May is going to look good this week. I think that Trayvon Henderson is going to have a good game. I think he'll have over 100 yards. But I think Pittsburgh Steelers pull through. In the end, I'm not sure if it's by 1.5 points. That's the current spread. But, yeah, Pittsburgh Steelers.
So there you go. Those are the Week 3 NFL picks. And we'll come back next week and we'll see how we all did. Now, we have a couple minutes, a little less than a couple minutes. Anything else that we need to add from a Pittsburgh Steelers standpoint going up against New England?
Keys to the game is everything we discussed earlier. It's going to be about the trenches. What happens? Who gets the push? What adjustments are made? Can we keep Aaron Rodgers clean?
Yeah.
And part of keeping him clean is being able to run the ball. And part of being able to run the ball is getting that offensive line push.
Right.
Same thing on defense. Can we get some penetration? Can we win in the trenches? Can we, as Skin said earlier, can we disguise some things and bring out a little bit of a ninja defense? So if we're able to do that, and hopefully we'll be successful. If not, we'll be crying again next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that the group that New England has at their coaching right now, we're really familiar with them.
Yeah.
You know, Mike Vrabel, we're really familiar with him. Their offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels, we played against him for years upon years upon years. We know his style, right? They're going to run they will throughout the game run 2 tight ends in Austin Hooper and Hunter Henry. They don't have big name wide receivers.
We got to watch Hunter Henry.
Yes, we do.
I mean, historically, we've been bad against good tight ends.
Absolutely. And they don't have big name wide receivers. I mean, I know they have Stephon Diggs, but he's in the later part of his career. But he could still ball, right? And Kayshon Boutte and Kyle Williams, who's the rookie up there, Mac Hollins, right? Like it's gonna be another game like it was against Seattle. But Trayvon Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson, we need to contain them or else we will lose this game.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This is worth noting, okay? Mike Tomlin is 3-0 head-to-head against Mike Vrabel teams.
That's good to know. 3-0 against Mike Vrabel.
3-0. So that lets you know.
Hope it goes to 4-0.
Yeah, he knows them well. Okay. So yeah, hopefully he'll go 4-0. This is a big week of preparation. I'll be over at the practice facility on Thursday. Okay, so everyone out there, stay tuned to our radio station, YouTube channel, Pittsburgh's DSEN, because I'll let you know what I see over there. And we'll post the interviews, the player interviews, the coaches, the coaching interviews, or the coaches interviews, I should say. So yeah, stay tuned and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for listening or watching today. We appreciate you. Please tell your friends, your family, your enemies, anybody you can tell them about
Love your enemy.
Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN. Tell them about the radio station in general, okay? Because we are trying to grow this thing as much as possible. We're approaching 37,000 subscribers as of today on YouTube.
We're going to throw a party when there's 50,000.
Okay. Sounds good.
We'll speak it into existence.
Yep,
All right.
absolutely.
Gibbs, thank you for stepping in for JT.
Hey, big shoes to fill, JT.
Yeah.
And there was a famous philosopher by the name of Stephen Morris Hardaway, better known as Stevie Wonder.
There
he
you
had
go.
a song called Love is in the Need of Love. So remember to put the love out there from the Song and Key of Life album. Love's in the Need of Love. Share
like
the
that.
love out there, people.
I like
like
that.
it. Yeah, so do
Ken?
I. I appreciate everyone tuning in and everyone who's going to listen to this throughout the week. Please subscribe, share. Stay tuned. If you have questions or comments that you want us to ask the coaching staff, please do. To all the Pittsburgh fans out there, I know the Penguins have been a side topic. However, the season's coming up. Preseason starts Monday, September 22nd, and your boy will be in attendance for all the games this year. So,
Excellent.
stay tuned for that. But thank you all for listening. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here and provide Pittsburgh's DSEN for you.
And I'm glad you brought that up. And we didn't have a question of the day, but I'm going to add it at the end. And it's regarding the Penguins and Mr. Sidney Crosby. Will he be a Pittsburgh Penguin for the whole year?
Yes.
Okay, because there's been a lot of trade talk
There has been.
out there.
Yeah.
And what he could do, what he could provide the Penguins for them to trade him along with some others on that particular team. But we'll keep you posted. Ken is the man. He's our guy for the Penguins.
Mr. Penguin.
And if anything breaks, he'll put it out there on YouTube. So
Absolutely.
yeah, we cover all Pittsburgh sports, but we're about 4 minutes over our time. And we appreciate all of you hanging in there with us for the extra time that we spent, as well as if you watch the recording, you can always text us on anything that we talked about, okay, or anything that you would like to talk about that we didn't talk about, okay, and we'll make sure that you get a response as well. But we appreciate all of you on YouTube, all of you on the radio platform, whichever way you get us, just get us, and we appreciate that. So we'll be right back at you next Tuesday, and we are hoping for a Pittsburgh Steelers victory. So everyone, take care.
Amen. Good job, gentlemen.
Good, man. Good job.